everyone, welcome to the Sabre Show Live, where we control our own narratives and have the conversations that we need to have in order to empower our community. Welcome to the best show in the DMV. I'm your host, Miss Sabre.
Yes.
And
it's the Y, the X, like, nah, I'm glad.
That's it.
And our newest, and I don't know if I want to announce this right now, but I wanted to do it right away. But no, get hyped, because we're about to do it right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, bringing to you now our newest castmate. His name is Janelle.
Yes.
He's phenomenal. He is more than ready. He's been training for this his whole life.
Right.
Born for it.
And he was really just born to like be with us.
Yes.
And it just meshes so well, and I'm so grateful to have him.
Yes.
Slam dunk the interview.
Yes, he's our fourth member of the show, and I'm just very excited to have you. Thank you.
I'm appreciative and equally excited.
Yes.
Equal. Them the
Big
only
things
two big
coming.
words I'm gonna use today.
Big things coming, just know.
Yes.
Shout out to Sean. Sean is on vacation in DR, thotting and plotting.
Wow.
So, it's like, no, he probably not. He being good. All right, and I want to introduce today's guest. We have right here my girl Sarah. We go way back.
Yes, way back, Sarah.
Way back to what? Elementary or middle? Is that both?
Both.
Elementary school and middle school. Right
Same
now,
box.
she is all the way in the same box. Right now, she is like in the hair industry, huge. She does all the new trendy stuff that, you know, people want, the units and the weaves and all of that stuff, and it looks very natural. That's her field, and she's been doing it for a very long time.
You hollering at you, girl.
Yes. And we'll leave her social media. Make sure you go check her out, because she got big things coming too. And then also let me introduce Star, who I just met.
Hello.
Introduce yourself, please.
Yes, Star. I was hoping Jamil would give me.
I would do it.
Jamil, okay,
Okay.
Come on, man. Give her, you know.
Like, here we go.
Thanks.
This is my good friend Star, who I've known for approximately 10 years now.
We're gonna do
God
that.
Okay, about 10 years. Star is a caterer
Yes.
/ real estate investor. A partner of mine, actually.
Nice.
So yes.
Black entrepreneur.
So we wanted to follow up. I wanted to bring the women that could really, hit home. As far as what we wanted to talk about this week.
So, Sarah, before we get started, I want you to let everybody know about your business and where they can find you and everything like that. And then you go after her, Star.
Okay. My salon is located in Bowie. It's off Annapolis Road near Texas Rouse. I'm pretty sure everybody knows what Texas Rouse is. They got them rows.
Yes.
But it's kind of in the cut. It's like one street over. But I specialize in just about everything. Weaving, I do cuts, I do coloring, I have my own hair brand as well.
Yes.
I got my own hair company. My Instagram is Sarah Loves Lee. And I asked, can I get on the show to tell everybody about my event I have also coming up? It's a pop-up shop. I want you guys all to come as well.
Yes.
It's like a good networking event. It will be really good for you too as well. Okay? And it's just everybody is coming out. Even if they're not participating in the event, I have people coming from different areas passing out business cards. Real good potential people with businesses and without. Okay, so that's just about everything about me.
Right next to Texas Roadhouse. That's like you mean I could get laid and get the Roadhouse?
Your hair is going to be laid. Okay.
You'll be coloring me to finish.
Okay, so I'll make sure I put out your information on there as well.
Yeah.
And Star, where can everybody find you?
I have an Instagram. It's Starla Catering.
Okay.
So it's STARLA Catering. It's all one word. And I got lots of pictures of food up there. I have a lot of clients all over, but primarily on Waldorf.
Okay.
And as far as real estate, we're still working on our site. It hasn't been fully published yet. So
Okay.
Still trying to get that out there, but I definitely can cook for anything.
See, you know what? Black women, aren't we like the highest growing group of entrepreneurs in this country?
We just be in our bag, man.
I know.
I'm here for all of this.
Very much so. And that's why, but even though we have all of this stuff, we're entrepreneurs, we're fast growing in everything we do, we still need our black men. You know what I'm saying? We do. And I'm not off of that. I don't need no man. Because no other group tells their women that they don't need their men. accept us. So we want to address the topic that we had last week. The last episode we had with the men talking about what's wifey material and qualities of a wife that they look for in, Black women. And this week we're going to do basically the female version of that. We're going to talk about what is husband material. What do we look for in men? Like, what are basically we're going to ask the same questions that we did last week. So make sure, if you haven't seen the one from last week, make sure you go check that out. Let's get right into it, ladies. So what are your first date deal breakers?
Who wants to start? I chime right on in. Please don't pull up musty. I don't do the VO, look presentable. I guess it would vary depending on where we're going, but I feel like you should be dressed appropriately for wherever we're going to go. I like guys who are on time. Don't, showing up late, pulling up late, I can't give it that. I'm like, I'm supposed to be the late one because, I gotta get all this together.
Wait. So is that a double standard? So you could be late.
Yes.
But we can't be late.
Exactly. Come on, what do y'all do? All y'all gotta do is y'all gonna put on 2 spritz of freaking Old Spice.
But if you're picking me up, you should be on time.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah. Of course.
Exactly.
So
no matter what.
So we should, as men, anticipate a 20 to 30 minute window.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying on a first date, be on time. It's a first date. Like, your first impressions are everything.
You right.
And just overall, I don't don't be all in your phone, and I don't want to hear too much bragging about. I want to get to know you, but don't do too much. Yeah, don't fake stunt. I don't like that. Yeah, because I had to go pick up this Benz the other day. I don't want to hear all that. And just don't let your car be in the shop. That's all I'm saying.
Constantly. What about you, ladies?
Shop.
First date. Okay. First date deal breakers.
Don't be late. Don't be late is the main thing. That's the first thing. Please do not be late. And please open the door for me.
Yes.
Okay.
Please. This is just the first impression. Open the door. You see me, I feel like I shouldn't have to do that. And then when the check comes,
get that.
Check. Don't ask me who about to pay for the check. I don't like that.
People do that on the first date.
You got your half, Mom?
On the first date?
On the first date. On the first date. I had that before.
Wow.
I definitely did not call him back.
Yeah.
The Uber right on up out of there.
Yeah. The date was over after that.
Yeah.
I've been on first dates with the woman that said, so what we going Dutch? What we doing? I've been perfectly prepared to pay.
That's different.
That's some pick me ass behavior.
That's
girl.
cool.
You don't let this man go in his wallet.
Yes.
Right, but guess who's getting picked? Yes, we going Dutch. I'm gonna try.
Exactly.
No,
Suggested it.
And then you just gonna go curve her for a joint who want you to pay the bills. Smart man.
Y'all don't. I'm not like that, y'all. don't believe nothing she's saying.
Okay.
Star.
So y'all pretty much said most of it, but come with the conversation.
Yes.
I dated this guy. I went on a date with this guy, and he was great. And text leading up to actually us going out. When we got to the table, it was like we were just sitting there. Or I was kind of leading the conversation, asking questions. I'm trying to dig for dialogue. And I'm like, do you have anything to say?
Yeah,
do you have anything to ask?
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, women, we want to be intellectually stimulated. So if you don't have the conversation, that's just as important as how you smell, what you're dressed like, and all that stuff. So, that Dutch thing though, I don't know. I wouldn't tell my daughter to offer on the first date. And after a couple days,
man, don't
you
offer
can
that.
offer. After a couple, you should be like, hey, I can pay this time.
Me in the Dutch
damn, the
on a first date.
Did the girl did she ask you out though? Is the question.
No, I always ask out. So my intention on the first date is always to pay.
Okay, but I would say if as a woman, if you ask the guy on the first date, it's okay to act like, hey,
I feel like.
But if the dude asks you,
whoever initiated the date to me, I feel like should pay for it.
Right. Whoever.
I feel like it's weird if you ask a dude to go out and then expect him to pay, and your attitude is like, well, he shouldn't have came out of the house with no money. No, you shouldn't ask someone to go out and then not pay for it.
Right on to the next question. Oh, and by the way, everybody, this is Janelle. She just came in. It was a little traffic, but she made it. Thank you for coming.
Hi, Janelle.
So introduce yourself, please.
My name is Janelle. I am a fake social media influencer. Things go viral for no reason. I'm a suburban mother of a 10 and an 8-year-old. And, not much. I just work in...
Did you say a suburban mother?
I'm a suburban
It's a Caucasian house.
all the way from Gainesville. So, yeah.
Good God.
Wow.
Gainesville, what?
Yeah,
Virginia.
Gainesville.
There's a Gainesville, Virginia. There's a Gainesville, Florida.
Okay.
Gainesville, Virginia is all the way.
It's damn near Gainesville, Florida. Like,
Yeah, it might be further in Florida.
Might be.
Yeah.
really, Waldorf, man?
We appreciate you for coming and traveling such a long way. We do. We really appreciate that.
Yes.
So basically, we're asking questions to the ladies that we, basically the same questions we asked the men last week about, what is husband material, what women are looking for, single women are looking for in black men. Okay? So, does a man's job matter?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I missed it.
Okay.
Said that real fast.
Anybody?
No. I say
Okay.
no.
Okay, tell us why not.
Just because he has a certain job at that time doesn't mean that's where he's going to stay. So I'm looking for him to be motivated enough to elevate to the next level. So he may be, I don't know, let's just hypothetically say Home Depot.
So let's say you in the drive-thru.
Home Depot's
The
actually
McDonald's
a
man
great
is like,
place.
shorty, what's up?
You know what?
I use it a lot.
Are you giving up that number or not?
Not Home Depot, yeah, McDonald's, Dunkin' Donuts.
That's an extreme. That's
is
an
an
extreme.
That is
Home
real-
Depot
that's
is fair.
real- That's real extreme.
You can do a lot at Home Depot.
Is he the manager?
Because I feel like...
Well, he didn't nigga that cut the wood. I'm sorry.
So-
I'm sorry.
No.
And
He's a
if he's
joke.
not the manager, if he's striving to be the manager,
Okay,
and then one day...
So you're looking
So
at where they're
ambition.
going and not where they
to
are.
own the Home Depot
Okay.
one day.
Okay.
But it's like, are you are you willing to jump out there to find that out, or like, are you just,
You will find that out when you date him. If he has other qualities, you will find that out in his
Yeah, but see, the thing
conversation.
is, I'm just not really willing.
But the thing
Because
is,
I've met people with great jobs and say they're at 100,000, and they just stay at that point. There's a ceiling above that.
Yeah.
Just
But
because
you can do a
that
whole
is-
lot more with that.
but that's if
right?
he honest
Nothing
that
to
he
do with
worked
that.
there, because some men might not tell you the truth that he worked there. That's true. They might lie their way, like they're not gonna say, yeah, I work at Home Depot.
Has a guy ever lied to y'all about his job?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
About lying about
What are y'all doing out there?
And it's like, you just gonna pretend that you got a job and you be
Yes.
leaving, but you don't really like go to work. You just leave long enough for.
yes,
Wait,
definitely.
I asked my guy about a car, but not
Yeah,
Oh, they always lie about having a
Everybody got
car.
cars. They ain't got no car.
In the shop. I told you. It's in the shop.
I
For
In the
life.
shop.
I don't know which shop had your car for 6 years, but
It's getting fixed.
Benefits.
That Mercedes always in the shop.
nobody building it from scratch.
I can't even defend y'all, man.
That's wild. So,
Wow.
y'all, a job matters, and why?
It does. I just feel like when you reach a certain level in life, you kind of want that same thing. And it's not to say that we have to be like neck and neck, but I feel like I can't hustle backwards right now. And don't get me wrong, because like you said, like Star said, like he could be, have the ambition to go here, here, and here. But where I'm at right now, I kind of need you to be at a certain level because I'm bringing a certain level to the table. So I kind of need you to be at least close to that so that we can continue to grow. Like I don't have time to hustle backwards with a man and build, not at my age. And if I was in my younger, 20s or whatever, and I mean, not that I'm that old anyway. But if it was like early 20s, you get a little bit more flexibility with that because you expect that. But at this stage, I'm expecting guys that I date that are in my age group to be a little bit more established than that. True. So
That's reasonable.
Is that not the case normally?
That's not the case.
It's not always.
No,
the
it's
case.
not always the case.
No.
It's not.
I agree.
I tend to be a magnet for those types of dudes to the projects. And it's like I got "fix it" written on my forehead, like I said.
Well, women, we are more nurturers. We are like, we do give off a type of energy that's like we can help you, but we don't want to be your mother.
I don't want to be your mommy.
You should want to grow with somebody and want to build with somebody. But at a certain age, I do feel like your starting point, that when you meet somebody, should be
Yeah, your starting
a little
point starts
higher.
to get higher as you advance in life.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Star? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm horrible too. It's not just me. It's not just me. I mean, it's not just Janelle.
So I'm getting tired of building men up. I'm tired of building them up for somebody else.
Girl.
Like you said,
One no
at
builder
this
bears.
age, but at this age, you should have something. I mean, when we were in our 20s, we were a lot more flexible, and that is true. And I've been with somebody that back and forth trying to figure himself out. And in that process, I was losing myself. So I can't be a mom to a grown man.
Right. Yeah.
Girl. A word.
Sarah?
I agree with all y'all opinions. After I've been in, I just got a 5-year relationship. Certain stuff that I went through in that relationship, I'm not dealing with the next. So if I have to help get you where you need to be, and I'm already where I need to be, I don't want you. Yeah, that's just where I'm at because I'm together. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm there.
You
know,
like her.
You got enough. You got enough on the table.
Yeah,
you got enough on the table.
I don't need a street pharmacist to try to, you know, like. I don't want that. That's not what I want because that's not where I'm going.
Right.
But there's like flexibility.
Yeah,
like, there's that. If I know that you're working towards something, you don't really need all of my help. Yeah, I don't have to be that person that oh, you got to get up and you got to go do what you got to do today. Or say what you're going to do on your list of things to do. Like, I don't want to do that.
You know what our issue is? The women, we tend to fall in love with potential. And we see the potential, and we see what you could be capable of doing if you really pushed yourself. But we get so tunnel vision on the potential that we're blind to the reality. Like we see it, we want it for you, but you can't get it and do it unless you want it for yourself and you see it. So it doesn't matter how much I feel like you could go so far. If you're not willing to do that, it's just not. It's not worth the effort.
Yeah.
And I went through the same thing in my last relationship. Like, I'm not going to keep pushing you to be better, and you don't want it. I want it more for you than you want it for yourself. So it's like, well,
yeah.
No dead weight.
Those signs, I think, are visible early on, like whether... I mean, probably within a few months, you can tell if he lives up to his word, if what he says he's actually doing. You know what I'm saying? And I do think that women have a misconception out here, like that, oh, if you don't have this, then it's a wrap. Like, I'm not talking to you. And I don't think that's true, especially with black women. We understand systematically how black people, especially black men, are oppressed in as far as in the job force and for the prison industrial complex, which also makes them, you know, less eligible to get good paying jobs.
Absolutely.
However, I do think, you know, entrepreneurship is key for a lot of men because corporate America is really just not built for straight, strong black men. They're just not, it's just not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I just think that we understand that, but it's definitely, you got to show and prove what you're saying.
Absolutely. There's a line to it. Absolutely.
Yeah. But okay, so there's a statistic out, and I mentioned this, and the guys were like, they didn't even know that this stat exists, and it's about interracial dating and marriages and stuff like that. And I want to know what you guys feel about black men are the highest. They date outside their race more than any other group in this country.
Like any other straight up demographic though. Not just other men, but just other human beings.
Yes.
They date out of their race
more than women, more
being.
than Asian men, and more than white men, more than Native American. Like they date outside of their race disproportionately to everybody else, and it's really not even close. So how do y'all feel about that?
I'm not surprised.
I agree with that. I think that's true.
I'm not surprised at all.
But how do you feel? Like, because the word on the street, or what many people perceive us to be, is like if we see a interracial relationship with a black man and anybody else, usually it's a white woman, black man, white woman. That's the highest, you know, demographic of interracial relationship. Period. So when we see them, it's like, oh, we salty or we hating on the woman or whatever. Like, how do y'all feel when you see that?
It's some bullshit. I feel like it's some bullshit. And the reason why I feel like that is because I'm like, these are the same men that come from black women and they don't keep that same energy when it comes to their mothers, their aunties, their sisters, their daughters. But the same men that don't want to be generalized because of the actions of other black men. Oh, because this black man robbed and killed somebody. You don't want to be judged for him. You want to be judged as an individual. But once one black woman get loud or ratchet or break your stuff, now that's all of us. We're all angry black women. When, you know, like, perpetuating that stereotype from our own men is crazy to me. Yeah.
And we talking about the dudes that exclusively don't date.
Yeah, I'm talking about the men. I mean, not necessarily, but I mean, I feel like you love who you love. If you fall for somebody, you feeling somebody that's outside your race, cool. But my issue more so is with the men who really say that they don't date black women. Like, for me, I'm like, what?
But you can date other races without tearing down black women. That's the type
exactly.
And I don't like you said, love is love. But when you're telling me how Black women are loud, they're ignorant, they're ghetto, they're all these bad things, and you're putting the white woman up here that she's angelic, she's amazing, she's submissive, that word, submissive, she's, you know, she understands the Black. How would a white woman understand a Black man? And that's something I can't come home to. I can't come home to my white husband and have him understand what I went through today.
Right.
Yeah.
And be
Like
on the same
genuinely
Like, hey, Roger.
understand.
Yeah.
Hey, Roger, dealt with a little discrimination today at work. It's like, honey, what? Tell me all about it. Right?
Like,
Crazy.
Yeah, that I mean, that's the disconnect. And I think that's something that you will constantly have to, like, go back and forth with, or trying to relate, trying to understand your partner. So...
And for the record, no other human being of the opposite sex will understand a Black man the way Black women do.
Period.
Right? Just period.
Period.
So how do you feel when you see interracial couples with Black men and Black men and white women star?
I don't know if I necessarily feel a way. I think that there probably is a struggle in my mind to understand it.
Yeah.
But then I think it goes deeper than the present day. I think it starts from way back when basically white was kind of elevated as a superior race. So I feel like even as individuals sometimes, and I'm not saying us, but people, when you're in the presence of a white person, you can sometimes modify your personality to feel like, okay, I have to conduct myself in a certain way. And sometimes it's not you changing your verbiage, you're actually changing your whole demeanor.
Right.
And I think there's a social pressure that says, okay, you need to behave this way, kind of like a good person, kind of like, okay,
Trying not to perpetuate those stereotypes.
Right. It's that
but
program.
then it goes further back to pretty much acting out this role of, okay, I have to be this kind of astute, stand in line, be a good girl, good boy type of thing to be accepted amongst these people that I see as superior. And I think there's a lot of whitewashing that has contributed to that thinking.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
What about you, Sarah? How do you feel when you see those couples? Because they really feel like we be mad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't look at it like that. I have a lot of people in my family that's not, I mean, that's like that. That may be having, you know, their child's mom may be white, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like it matters how they actually accept it. If you're throwing it out there, speaking on behalf of Black people like that, then that's different. But the people I have in my family, their wife may be white, and they don't actually run across that drama or that problem. So I kind of see it a little different than that. But if you are speaking on Black women that way, then it's different. But I really don't have a problem with relationships in her.
Yeah, I feel like, do you think that a lot of times, and I want you to answer this too, Jamil, do Black men act different? Do they carry themselves in a different way when they're with somebody of another race than they would a Black woman? Because I feel like sometimes it seems like they act a little different.
I think, and so keeping in mind that we all grow up in different places, I was subjected to a certain demographic. I grew up in PG County, most, highly Black populated area, all Black schools. I went to a HBCU for a couple years. Yeah. So I really didn't start interacting with outside of teachers, with white people and people of other races until I got in the workforce. Okay. So 25, I had a little gap when I was doing some things. But like 25, 26, I was like, okay, and I was forced to kind of interact with these people. I didn't have any skills. Then I would see white people and I see, everything I would learn. So it's like, you know how a lot of times it's in reverse where a white person to see a Black person for the first time and they'd be like, wow, it's really one of them. That was my interaction with white people. I was like, wow, like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole, so it kind of took some getting used to, but in people I know that are in interracial relationships, I think it's a hit. You just kind of had to catch it. I think some people show some insecurity when they post. Some people post in a way to put down of a Black woman and basically say, it's blogs. It's all kind of stuff about interracial relationships and how good it is to have a Black man or a white woman or a white woman and a Black man, you know what I'm saying, together. And like people literally making money pushing this kind of propaganda. So, but I didn't grow up like that.
Right. So
I don't share the same feelings as maybe the general public would, because some people may have grown up in another area where you may have been one of 6 black kids in your school. So you had to get these skills to adapt and integrate and the whole thing early. You became comfortable with these people, comfortable enough where you would feel that you would want to get in a relationship with one. I can't fault anybody for that if that was their condition. I just don't understand.
But do you see that black men will act different with white women or other races of women? Do you think they cooperate better? Do you think that they are more romantic? Do you think that they go out of their way more?
I think it matters.
That's what I do.
I think yes and no. I don't think for all men.
Yes.
I don't think for all men though.
Well, I won't say all, but I feel like a vast majority.
But majority, yeah.
Acts
I
different
think
when they're around
it can
those
become like a
women.
trophy kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So where you see it broadcasted, it's like, oh, I got this. And that's just because of the way the culture is pushed.
For sure.
So, I got this old wavy head Dominican, this and that, and they quick to post. They could have known her for a day.
Exactly.
Hey, so I'm on vacation. I don't even know her. Not even going to sleep with her, but here she is. Look at me.
Black girl.
Exactly. But you had your girlfriend or you had,
Yes.
all these other things. And like you said, these are the same people that post their black mother on Mother's Day.
Yep.
Grandmothers on their birthdays. Aunts, the whole nine. So
I think they do act different with women of different races versus how they act with black women. And honestly, what throws me off about the whole situation is that you'll constantly hear these kinds of men say things like, well, no, in my experience, every time I date a black woman, it's blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you do realize that you are the common denominator in these situations.
Exactly.
So what is it that you're bringing out of these women that's making them be that? You're not going to blame it on them. That's 6, 7 different women.
Right.
From different walks of life. You're
Right.
not going to centralize what you've gone through with them because it's the same way you'll tell us. If you keep going through, it with ain't shit men, then it's what are you doing that's attracting that type of man? It's like, what are you doing that's bringing that out of these women? Because you're the common denominator. Right. So I feel like there's this, sort of aura or whatever you want to call it that comes with, dating a white woman. It's like, oh yeah, they giving these bomb blowjobs. They're submissive. They do this. They don't give you no lip. They don't, you know what I'm saying? And
But
I'm
they
like,
can give you the same thing a black woman.
that's what I'm saying. They not with the shits either because they busting these dudes' heads though. But these are the ones that are busting these celebrity men get with these white women when they get that bag. And what happened? They get their head bust. She done got half the kids, half the dog, the island over there in Antigua and everything. But you coming at us like that. This, it's just always going to be that disconnect where you're exalting these women and you're putting us down. And I feel like they do act different.
And I think that even if you don't say things to put black women down when you're dating outside of your race, just the fact that a lot of men, they get money or they get some type of prestige or just a higher level in life, and that's when they start dating other races. And to me, that's more of a put down than saying black women ain't shit, because that's like you're saying that you graduate to whiteness, and you graduate to a level of somebody that's non-black.
Right.
And I feel like there are people out there that genuinely fall in love and all that stuff. I'm not saying that you don't. Right. But there are some people out there that have mommy issues that don't want to date black women because of their mothers or their family members, or because black girls ain't like them when they black school when they were younger. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or people that want biracial babies who think babies of another race looks better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking of too. A lot of times when I see that, the black men with white women, in my mind, it may not be the case, but one of my first thoughts is, I wonder what his relationship is like with his mother. And it just makes me think, like, did your mom not love you or something? And not to say that that's necessarily the case, but it's just one of my thoughts, and I'm just being honest. Like, I think stuff like that. Like, I would wonder, because you kind of would make...
Black men are like that with issues with their moms. And I think we have to start healing from within. Like, we have so many issues of putting each other down and running over each other just to make ourselves look better.
Yes.
So if you have those issues, seek help. I don't know what it is about black people in therapy. I don't know what it is about talking to
They don't believe in mental. They don't believe in mental illness.
Besides Big Mama or your auntie or your uncle that just came out of jail. Like,
they don't believe in mental illness.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, talk to somebody else.
Right. Professional
Opinion. You
need that unbiased.
You need to fix within yourself, so you don't bring that hurt into every single relationship that you have.
Right.
So, I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
That right there is the underlying issue with all of our relationships. With ourselves, with other people, with our parents. So,
and I say also it's because we don't have the examples of a healthy Black relationship prior to getting into one. And I do believe that even though in order for the Black community to be strong, there needs to be strong Black families. However, I do understand somewhat of the advantage that other women of other races have. And what they have that's an advantage over us is examples of how to treat a man, how to do things properly for a man, how to act, how to carry a family, and all of that stuff. A lot of us grew up with single moms. Right. You know what I'm saying? Not all of us, but because of white supremacy, mass incarceration, like the crack epidemic, there were things set in place to break the Black family up, which caused us not to have those examples, because we do what we see. A lot of what we know growing up affects how we are as adults. And that's why therapy is important for everybody, even if there's nothing wrong with you. It's okay to talk to somebody, because good, bad, right or wrong, what happened in your childhood does affect you as an adult. Right. Period.
And me and Theo touched on it last week, but a lot of it stems, and I'll just say it again for anybody that didn't catch it stems from a lack of understanding about who we are. Yes. So when we start to understand who we are, and we agreed on this last week, it's an understanding that I don't, regardless of what's pushed at me, because now I start asking questions. Why do you keep pushing these images of Black men and white women at me? Yeah. Why do you keep pushing this, Dominican hair or this, Indian hair? Why do you keep pushing and projecting these things on me? And why do you want me to like them so much? Exactly. So when you get this understanding, you can see the whole game. So you want to separate us.
And historically, white women were sent to Black men to neutralize them. How can you do what's best for the Black community and black, everything Black, pro-Black this, pro-Black that, but you're neutralized because guess what? You have a white wife, you have a white, but now if you have a white wife, you have a white family. And so then you're going to be like, oh, well, because this family not so bad, maybe white supremacy ain't so bad because these group of people ain't bad. You know what I'm saying?
So you're in the same place.
Exactly. And they've always sent white women to neutralize Black men. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want people to realize that, and that goes.
A white woman tried to talk to me one more time, and this I'm gonna show my age real quick, but we was at H2O, right?
Yeah. Oh my god!
And we was out.
You did show your age. For y'all that are not in the area, H2O is like a throwback VC club. Back in our heyday.
When we was ratchet, when we was out there right. So we at H2O, and this white girl, I'm gonna assume she was trying to holler at me. I can't confirm it because I don't have that many interactions on that level with white women.
What did she say?
She just kind of walked up and she was like, "Hey," you know what I'm saying? And she kept this kind of groove right here the whole time, right? It made me a little nervous.
That's what they do.
So she's like, "Right, just keep moving and shit." Like, why are you moving so much?
Yeah. It's the map.
Can't trust her.
So it is the map.
So she's just like, and she's just trying to carry on this conversation. I'm just looking at her like,
I'm not that guy.
I don't really know how to even, because no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. But I didn't have an idea of really how to even carry on the conversation. So, but that's just my upbringing, and there's a lot of people that have that kind of upbringing. But when you can then go find out who you are, it just strengthens your resolve in certain areas. So I don't care how many relationships go bad. Yeah. If I'm going to risk it again, it's going to be with a Black woman.
Hello.
Because that's what. You know what I'm saying? It's trial and error. I may not be the right Black man for her. Don't mean I don't want to, I don't want her to not go date Black men anymore. Just find the one. We just going to keep trying to find the one that's right for you. Because eventually we're going to get this shit together and we're going to be on the same page.
And that's what's real. It's like people not understanding that everybody's not going to be a right fit for you, but that doesn't mean this whole demographic is wrong. It just means that this particular matchup wasn't good. Move on and find one that is. But it don't mean you just shun the whole.
All our cars ain't in the shop.
But and that's what people don't do that with white women. Look at RG3. You know what I'm saying?
Like he's book bad bitches every fucking opportunity.
He go from white girl to white. They one of them get them good, and
the next one
take over, and then he goes to the next one and the next one. So you don't have selective generalization.
That's the ones who treating them. They acting different with them because you're willing to give them every chance to take. But one Black woman bust your window because you was out here smashing her best friend. Though you ain't gonna put that part out there. And now all of a sudden, Black women crazy. We better.
But where RG3 is from in Texas, I can't remember the name right now. What if he grew up in the area? where he was maybe one or two or three of the black kids in school.
So like one of them anime
he went through that whole adolescence period and wanting relationships, and the only thing that was there was white women.
Well, when I've you never grow and you get drafted and you all around the world, that I don't think that no longer applies.
Right.
But I do. Proximity does matter. Right. Proximity does matter.
What he was raised around, brought up around.
Yeah, proximity matters. But let's be clear, most black people live in black areas.
For the most part, yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Well, in my suburban area, I'm kidding.
You know, a
lot of mixed babies in my neighborhood.
But it's crazy because we run. I believe both of RG3's parents are black, right?
Yes.
So I think one was in the military, because he black. So maybe they get into these areas, and maybe it's a lot of things even in occupation where we don't realize we may be putting our kids into a situation where, like, I want my kids to grow up around other black kids that are dealing with black things that they can relate to, and I want that safe environment. A lot of us. And this is another one of those mental stigmas of all these years of programming and all that. We want to get to the white neighborhood.
Yeah.
So when we raise a generation of people that don't understand their identity and how good it is to walk out or go to the candy lady house or go to the ice cream truck with all your friends out there. And, granted, we have a good way of finding the bright spots in bad situations.
Yes.
So nobody wants to grow your kids in an apartment complex.
Right.
But until you see how it feels to be 12 years old and come outside and you got 40 friends in the neighborhood and everybody got the court, that's a bonding kind of thing.
No, it is.
Yeah.
So when we rush as adults to then take our kids out of those situations instead of rebuilding those situations.
Exactly. I agree.
No, you're absolutely right.
My
youth was a little bit different from yours because, granted, I went to predominantly white schools until high school. Mm-hmm. So, I had black kids in my neighborhood, yes, you know what I'm saying? But I went to a different school than a lot of them. So I'm in a school with mostly, and then I was in gifted classes. So literally from 3rd grade to 8th grade, I was one of maybe 3 or 4 black kids out of 25, 26 kids every year. 3rd, 4th, 5th, up until 8th grade. I moved to PG County the summer before my freshman year of high school. I went to Flowers, shout out Jaguars, So I go to Flowers, and this shit was like a culture shock. Now, granted, I grew up in a neighborhood with black kids, but we had like a couple of mixed people. It was like 2 mixed girls.
You ain't grow up with no niggas.
But nah, we had niggas.
You grew up with some black kids. Don't get
me they some definitely some niggas. Cause them niggas still where I left them at. No, seriously, they some niggas. But for real, but it's just like, but when you spend a sizable amount of your time in school, and I'm around all these white kids who never made me feel like I fit in with them. So I'm not one of those assimilate type of kids. So imagine being in 3rd grade, 4th grade, you 8, 9 years old, and you in a class, and it's me, Freddie, and Janelle. We the black kids.
Right.
Freddie was a nigga though. We was his. Right. Chanel was like Chanel was a nigga for about the first half of 3rd grade. And Chanel was like, fuck this shit. I don't give a shit. Chanel was listening to Jewel and motherfucking all the other shit some little kids was listening to. And she jumped ship on us. So, I don't relate to y'all. I don't talk like y'all. Like, this shit I never felt like I fit in. Mm-hmm. I went to Flowers, man. My freshman year of Flowers, it was like, oh, you got a class with the white girl. It was 1 white girl, 1 Asian girl in my whole school. So I'm like, I come in there, I see all these niggas. I'm like, oh my God, man. I feel like I'm at home. Mecca, right?
You got transferred to Wakanda.
I feel like I walked into Wakanda. I was really like, oh my God, yes, yes.
It's important to not isolate your kids by putting them in an all-white environment if they're black. I don't think that's healthy, honestly, because it's so confusing to, on a regular basis, and most kids feel more comfortable around people that look like
I used to pretend like I was stupid. Like I used to fail on purpose because I wanted them to take me out of those gifted and talented classes so I could be back in classes or back in the other school with my friends. Right. And they was not with the shits at all. Like they knew what I was doing. Right. But like that's how bad it was. Like the comfort zone just was never there.
Yeah.
So
we gotta stop thinking that, because you're surrounded by white people that it's automatically gonna be better. Right. You have to get out of that mindset because that's ridiculous.
Right.
But let's move on to the next question. The next question, I don't know if it applies that much to this cast as it did the last, because the question that we asked the fellas was, how much is too much information? We talk to our mothers and sisters and friends about things in a relationship, And sometimes we kind of overstep those boundaries, and then when the cookout comes around, then they looking at our dude like, you know what I'm saying? Like, exactly, right. And so, I don't know, do guys do that? Do guys talk to their friends, I guess? Do they do too much? I know guys aren't as open as us.
We talk, but, you know, the conversation don't get too far. It's like, man, what's happening, man? She tripping. You trying to go to the bar? Let's go to the bar.
So let me ask y'all, have y'all came across a situation where you were in a relationship, y'all, you know, went through a time and he went to go talk to somebody, which is normal. You go talk to somebody and then like, let me get your perspective on this, whatever. Has there ever been a situation where they like said too much? Like, you know what I mean? Like in a relationship? Yes. Okay.
I wasn't a talker, so.
But I think even if a guy shares a lot with his friends, they don't perceive it the way it is when a woman shares too much. Like naturally,
not on the same
the women that she's sharing it with are like, oh my God, like you still with him? Whereas the guys are like,
right, like that.
Cheaper to keep her.
They don't have that.
That's what I conversation.
They not really gonna be messy or like they don't really have no feelings one way or another because you only sis as long as you with him. You know, like you're expendable to them. So they like if he swap you out, we not gonna lose no sleep. Meanwhile, let that happen with you and your man. Your homegirls is like, we'll hunt this nigga down. Like it's more so worked in a manner where I've dated a man who has vented about things that we've dealt with in our relationship. And his mans has kind of used it as his own ammunition to go smack. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
That's
inappropriate.
I heard he don't be rubbing your back.
Oh, okay. So real quick though, we might as well go ahead and make that the word of the week. Smack.
Go smack. Okay. This episode's word of the day is go smack. You gotta break it down for everybody.
That's when you try to pursue somebody romantically. You're trying to holler at them, you know, you're trying to date them, you trying to, you know what? And I'm like, look, we're not gonna just try and it's gonna be next week.
Oh, that's next week. My bad.
No, but that just means that you're trying to pursue some sort of romantic interaction with somebody.
DMV lingo. Okay, there you go. You're welcome.
He's trying to water go smack.
Oh yeah.
That's the result. Okay. You're gonna say that was next week. That's next week.
So you guys really haven't experienced it to the point where like, oh, you go to an event and then that person is looking at you crazy because, or what about the female best friends? Because that seems to be a thing.
I don't do female best friends.
Oh yeah, that too.
I've female best friends.
I've had that too.
Or the female best friend.
You can tell he don't even have to tell you that he vented because you get around shorty.
She already gonna act funny.
So you tell me your experience. Tell me your experience about the female best friend or just the guy saying too much and yeah.
I think it's more so the guy saying too much because the person I was with, he was very open about everything, which was a good and a bad thing when it came to like our relationship and just our privacy. Right. He felt like he always had to tell his boys everything, which my God.
Okay, bromance.
Really. But it came to that point where they were like, oh, so y'all going through some things. Like, let me talk to you. Like, why are you still with him? Like, this will be at every event we have, every little cookout we have. If they see me in the corner by myself and he's over there, it's like, why y'all got problems? Like, I heard he wasn't doing such and such. And
this was their male
Dirty
friend saying this?
Yeah.
Dirty
Just overstepping the boundaries.
Friends. But it's every last one of his friends because because this was a verbal, like, abusive relationship also. Okay. Like, so it was more so trying to put me down, and they took that as actually like, okay, so she's really fragile right now. So this is like, go smack?
Yeah.
Okay, so they took that opportunity to shoot their shot.
Yeah.
There you go.
It was the wrong time. And plus, I don't want you. Like, what it looked like. I don't like it. I mean, we talk about y'all in group chats. Right. Just know you ain't talking about it in group chat.
Right.
We just met you. If we... Not to say like every single problem we're going through, but I will put in a perspective like, hey, what do y'all think about this situation? Not saying that my man actually is doing this to me. Right. And I learned that the hard way.
But all y'all know you talking about your man.
Oh yeah, you can't talk about
you.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all a question though. Why do you think dudes have the confidence to go smack at you knowing that you dated their friend, or you know, it's a they met you through one of their friends.
Y'all not shit.
Why?
Y'all not shit. They not shit. That's what it is. They not shit, and they don't
Yeah.
care. They have no qualms about it. If you a fuck boy, you ain't shit. That's what you're gonna do. You don't care,
Right?
Because you like, I'm gonna shoot my shot. If she with it, I'm gonna expose her for being anything and being for the squad.
Right.
And if
She
she
was
don't,
okay with it.
and if she don't, I mean, you know, hey,
So
bro,
that's what it is.
I think their
testing
motive, but their motive is just to smash because they're not
Right.
going to want to be in a relationship with
Right.
you.
Nah, you
after
be
was in a
surprised.
relationship with
Please,
your home.
you be surprised.
Oh,
Trust
well,
and believe.
shit.
Be
I've been
surprised.
dating for a minute, so I
Humble
don't
brag.
be knowing, but
Little
But
humble
they already
brag.
surprised, but
know
a nigga,
your
nah,
level of-
seriously.
They already know your level of commitment. They know that
Right.
you sticking with it, and they probably know their friend more than you.
Right.
So
they
they
know
been
that
watching.
nigga put
They
you
been
through
watching.
and what you dealt with, and they looking at you like, wow, the same dudes that are the bad influence on your man, that make your man feel like he want to be out here running the streets cheating doing him, are the same ones that are like, Slim, I would cuff that if that was me.
Right.
I went through
Yeah.
that.
Wow. What about you,
Treat you
Sarah?
better.
I didn't really have to deal with the guys I was with. They was a little weird. I didn't have to really deal with nobody coming to knowing my business.
Okay.
I wouldn't even really know. He really didn't. His communication was messed up with me, so
Okay.
it had to be messed up with him. And if so, I didn't know about it.
Right.
But I really didn't do the best friend thing either. Less females, less problems.
Yeah.
The sis thing, less. I don't want no sis. If it's not
No
your real
sisters.
sister,
No
no
sisters.
sisters. That's it. If it's not your real sis, I'm sorry.
It would have to be genuine. Like it would have. I would
Real
have to know
genuine.
that it's genuine. You
Yeah.
know.
Real genuine.
Because I
Because
have
my
genuine female
right.
platonic.
Hello.
I mean, you can have.
And that's not the problem. I think
It's
when-
a difference.
Have you seen the LaToya Luckett video where
Oh, yes.
her man has a female best
Yeah.
friend?
Oh,
she was doing the
Something.
most.
She's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Girlfriend
That's
is
what
like,
messes it up.
Yeah,
Yeah, see, and that's
They
why
have
females
a
get like that.
relationship.
Right.
So you have this, like, you always have
Boundaries.
this thought in his mind, like, why they hanging out so much?
Why they so
Why
tight?
is he opening
Why
up
they
to
so
her
cool?
more
Yep.
than he's opening
Why can't
up
he
to
talk
me?
to me? Yeah, why he can't talk
Boundaries.
to me stuff like that? I don't like that.
And then you trying to sort of be friends with her so you
Yeah.
can get closer to him. So it's just
Yeah.
a messy situation.
Right.
Unless you don't take that opportunity to introduce us and
Right.
make me feel comfortable.
Right,
with
you
that.
gotta make me
From
feel
the beginning.
comfortable.
Then
Right.
it's constantly going to be a problem.
'Cause
And
I
it's
do
not
have a male best
insecurity,
friend.
and I'm
But I will make sure you know my
genuine.
male best friend.
Oh.
It's like a brother though. He's a brother, so you have to make sure. that-
sisters. She got a male best
Right, but you got, but
Right,
you gotta have all them brothers.
Yeah, you gotta
For my
introduce
brother.
him the same way. If she's introduced the same way, I'm gonna introduce him. That's cool because
Right.
he's around family and
Right.
around brothers and real brothers
Of course,
and everything
of
like
course.
that. And he's considered as blood.
Right.
So I know how these girls, do things sometimes. So I don't.
Yeah,
that's
see,
why
I believe in
I think
that.
it's a
I
case
believe
by
in that.
case.
Yeah,
That's how I look
it
at my
is.
bros. Like for real, this we're not family like blood related, but we family.
Yeah.
like that's
Right,
how I look at him.
right.
Like,
Yeah. Business
like
and shit.
I
You
look
know
at him
each
like
other for a
he's
long
blood
time.
related. Like you
Right.
can't tell me that's not my brother. So for me, obviously we get that. We've gotten that. Whereas
Yes.
people look at you and they feel like your sis better look like, you know what I'm saying, something you
Right.
scraped off the bottom of your shoe. Or it's like, no way y'all didn't do this and do that. And we be like,
Yeah. I think you should be able to
family.
give your significant other a chance.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
say, let's all go to dinner or
keep
whatever.
it 100.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah.
And then we go to dinner and I see y'all interactions and I see her and I get
You
a
can
genuine
tell.
feel. You can really
You
feel
can tell.
it.
You
Right.
can feel the vibe. Yeah.
Right.
you
Yeah.
can.
Because
Right.
I had a situation early on in the relationship where I wasn't feeling it. I later on was like, yeah, but
Right.
it's certain things just rubbed me the wrong way. Like
Right.
I know that it was a situation where this is early on in the relationship, but he worked my boyfriend at the time, now my fiance. He worked really far because I wanted just if he watched the playback, just know. But no, so one of his female best friends, he worked really far from where he lived, and he didn't have a car at the time. He's from DC. Relax. So born and raised in DC. So he had this like his second or first year out of college. Anyway, and one of his female friends that he worked with was like, "Oh, well, you could stay the night at my house if you wanted to. Have a roommate or whatever." And I was just like,
no, we can't.
"No, like, but I
little bit
don't
too
give
much.
a, I don't give
A
a
little bit too
fuck."
much.
We
That
can
was
spend
way
the night
too
at your
much.
house.
You can go home.
First
As
of
a
all,
unit.
First of all, she knew I existed.
Right.
So, and I lived closer to it. So, why, if anything, be like, "Oh, is your girl, you good?
Is
You
she
staying
okay
at
with
your girl
that?
house?"
Right.
Oh, no, matter of fact, are you staying at, so you must be staying at your girl house. Why don't you assume that he's not staying at my
Right.
house?
Right.
I just had a little issue with that, but.
Right.
Girl, it's
Right.
either we spending the night or girl, you can go
She
ahead.
got new all boy.
Well, see, I think my issue is with the sis and the best friend thing is my past relationship, I had one of my friends and my exes, they together.
Right.
So that kind of marked it right there. That set the tone. A close friend and an ex. They even still together to today.
I don't think that can be best friends with somebody that you slept with or like had a close relationship with like that. I really don't think that. I don't think so.
I disagree. I disagree because I feel like it's a case by case situation, and it just depends on how your interaction was with that person. Because sometimes you might meet a guy, you might date him. Or whatever, like y'all might be initially attracted to each other, but as y'all get to know each other, y'all realize it's just not going to work.
No,
the friendship is still there.
I don't think we're best friends.
I feel you, I do, because there are people that I've been with intimately that I don't even like. I would never like I don't even look at you that same way anymore. Right. However, I know that if it was the shoe was on the other foot, I wouldn't be able to take that. So that's what I'm saying. Like I just don't think that they could be friends because I wouldn't want that on the other end. But I know I can be friends. I can be cool as hell with somebody that I used to date or whatever.
So all that. Let me ask a question.
I don't have no exes.
Let me ask a question.
Okay. One and done.
Right.
Because I want y'all to keep it real. We had keep it real time last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all ready for this?
No.
Yes. I guess.
Y'all ready for this? Do you all still stay in contact with people that you may have dated or people you had sex with on whatever capacity when you were younger, but you had a bond and you all have anytime you're not in a relationship, y'all friends. In a relationship, you disappear.
That's the key point.
Yes, absolutely.
Outside
of
absolutely.
So do y'all
outside of the relationship?
But because I think in order for us to work in our relationship, we got to start being honest.
Yeah,
there are people
definitely.
that are friends that we may have had something with 15 years ago. We not kids no more. So
I do think it's a statute of limitation.
No,
even in high school should not. I feel
that
like
should not apply to you right now.
I
That should not irritate you
if
right
you
now.
35 and the girl you went to prom with, you still are friends with, and y'all had sex when you was 18.
So everybody
she's on with her family. And
I'll put it into a little bit different
thing.
perspective. I dated a guy. I had a little situation with a guy. And afterwards, when I got with my ex-boyfriend, when we first started dating, I found out that they kind of knew each other. Now, mind you, the guy was really my friend. It just was one of those situations where it's like, okay, this really isn't going to, turn into anything. But we're really, really cool. Like, we're cool as shit. Like, that's like my man. It's like he's getting married now. But at the time, after I had got into a relationship for a few months with my ex-dude, I found out that they actually knew each other. Now, mind you, you guys got cool well after me and him were already friends. So this is like, I feel like we were friends first. But either way, I still let him know, like, hey, me and him used to have a thing. Obviously it's not the case anymore, but, I just want you to know because you keep keying, you dapping this dude up, but you really shouldn't feel no type of way. It was well before I got with you, but still.
But you was honest.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't feel like, but even still, I'm friends with him to this day. Yeah. I don't even really talk. I couldn't tell you last time I spoke to my ex. But I'm still friends with this dude to this day. And I'm just like, it is what it is. Like, we're just that cool that shit, it's almost like it didn't happen. Because we got that cool to where it's like, oh, we did that? Oh, true.
Star.
We did that? Oh, true.
Star.
I think these are...
you just drop some shit when you...
I think dudes are a little more judgy when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm. That's
And I say that because when you say you had sex with someone versus... Was it a relationship or did you guys just have sex? Not just you per se.
No,
But I think there's a difference if you and that person shared a different level of intimacy.
You let that nigga turn bone.
I would use a personal example. Got into a relationship with this guy. I went to high school with someone that he knew. I'm in my 30s. But we only had sex one time. Me and this guy were friends. Crossed the line. And we didn't have like a consistent relationship.
Right.
Like we didn't talk every day. But we were years removed.
Right.
Got with this guy, happened to know him. He had a problem with that because I felt like, let me be honest and tell him like back 20 years ago. We had sex and he was like, what? Like he did not like that.
Was 20
it
years
should
ago.
be a statute of limitations.
He mad you that was. Like,
20 years at least.
But that's something meant for you though.
Yeah, that's ego.
That's the ego.
So do you think it's an insecurity? It's an insecurity about men?
Honestly, I think it's fair. I think it's fair for him to like feel some type of way for that night.
But you was honest.
For that day.
I'd
you know
rather
what I'm
you
saying?
tell me
But
than you not
maybe
say
that
nothing at
moment,
all.
but I feel like we should need to go to bed. With
you should.
like,
I do think that you should go to bed, but maybe I can see him being salty because, like, man, that nigga dapped me up. He probably thinking about smashing my girl or something like that.
or if you feel like the dude corny, you this corny ass nigga.
Right. So for that day, he a little salty, but he gotta get over that because that was so long ago.
Right.
You know, I hate. Like,
but how cool were they though? Like,
Right.
did you just knew he just knew him, or they was like friends?
They were close.
Oh,
like
okay.
I
They
didn't
were real
know
close.
because I met them at 2 separate times in life.
Right.
I didn't know they were cool.
That's not your fault.
Right.
But where
weren't
are they
close.
now?
They weren't close at that time.
Oh, okay. So.
But
You said they in the
were-
trash can now, right?
But they were cool though.
Right.
The nigga and everything. Like,
And as long as they're not cool now, but like I said,
fight
that's the
this
ego
nigga.
thing with
Yeah, they gotta get over that
He
shit.
was,
Honestly.
that person was not an immediate friend. So when we first started dating and then got into a relationship,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I didn't
They
know.
just
So that
surfaced.
person was not around
Right.
for me to say, "Oh my god."
So it's like an associate that kind of got pulled up.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh yeah, this my man.
Oh, I went to daycare with him.
but it's like, were they cool when you dealt with the other dude?
No.
Right, so that's why I'm like, okay, you weren't even around when I was around, so this ain't even
Right.
the same situation.
No,
like,
But that's how men are. They don't want to share. You know, they don't want to hear that they
It's
share the
very-
same person.
Because they want to
Okay,
look at a woman
Right.
as being pure.
I think
despite the fact that they
Y'all
run
gotta
into
get
your
over that
squad.
shit.
I think once you get older, and they women of course mature way faster than men do. But me, I'm at a point in my life. I saw an Instagram post, and somebody, I can't remember who it was, but he was showed his girl off, and dude was like, "Oh, she been around the block." And dude comments like, "Yeah, but she stopped on this street."
No, you talking about Erica Menace dude.
Okay,
I've
okay.
seen that.
So
I've
I feel that at my age today, I feel that because I don't care no more.
What she
Like
did
I got a
before me.
history.
Long as the test come
You
back
gonna have a
negative,
history.
we
As
good to
long
go.
as we good and clean, I don't care.
I mean, let's be.
Because why-
Everybody had a whole face.
Yeah, it's enough
It
to
don't
deal
have
with
to
when
be
you
a
trying to
whole
be in a
face,
relationship with a person.
I just lived before you. That's the thing. It was
Right.
life before you to be life after you.
It's levels to the whole phase, but I do believe that everybody had a whole
There
phase.
is a
Like,
some sort of degree.
I mean, I think there are some very few exceptions to that. But like I said, there are levels to the whole phase. You could be a hoe is life hoe, or like a, you know, you got your heart broken whole phase, or like, you know, what is it, college freshman hoe phase. Like everybody has
Forgot
that
about
shit.
that one.
Okay, like people have those. Like, I mean, you don't want it to be like a 5-year deal, a couple years. You know what I'm saying? But
Decade
everybody-
into the life, it's a lifestyle.
You don't wanna be- you don't
It's
wanna be a
all
couple
right.
years
You don't want to have
together.
a
You
whole
wanna take a
lifestyle, but
break.
a whole phase. Everybody has had one.
And if you got a whole
want you to be a
lifestyle,
porn
then you got a whole
star.
lifestyle.
With two bodies.
I don't understand
That's
what
new
guys
man.
think. I don't understand if guys think that you only supposed to when I meet you only supposed to be with one other person. Like I just feel like that's
Not
unrealistic,
realistic.
especially at
Not
our
realistic.
age.
Not realistic.
Especially at our age. And
Who is still worried about body?
I don't care. I don't care anymore.
I don't feel like people
I don't
should
care
really
anymore.
discuss body
Because
counts, to be honest.
here's the thing.
about that.
Here's
Like-
the thing, right? And I got to be honest with myself. As
Do
a
you
young
ask?
as a young black man, you grow up, and the whole thing is how many women can you get? How many of this can you?
many
It's
have you
it's a
been with?
thing amongst because of our youth and ignorance. We don't understand that this is something bigger than what it is or what it seems to be.
Right.
So you spend your whole childhood doing this. Like, look, hey, I don't care because why? I don't like pull my record. I don't.
Right.
I don't have anything
I
about
feel
it.
like as long as it's not your circle, you just shouldn't really care. Like,
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
for
it.
sure.
That's
For
it.
sure.
the test
That's
is
it.
negative.
That's it.
Great job. Let's
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah, as long as it's not your immediate friend, like you're gonna, like I said the last episode, you're gonna know if you go
Say,
dig
not a
deep
nigga
enough,
you follow on Twitter.
you gonna win. You gonna
with
have
your
went to high
actual
school
friends.
or middle school or any of these other things. I'm gonna know somebody. We're gonna know people
Right.
equally. You know what I'm saying?
What
So
happens when it is that though?
when it is
somebody
that
that's
tight,
What if like you and this person may have gone to high school together,
Right.
And y'all weren't cool in high school,
right?
But now y'all are cool. This is your circle now.
Right.
What if she had sex with him and they had possibly a relationship?
Right.
Now
Back
you're
in the
with
day.
her. You don't know because you didn't hang with her.
Right.
So it's more like, hey, what's up?
I
Right.
think as
It's
long as it's
all
not
hanging
your
right
circle,
now.
when your circle is your circle, because like if you hit one of my circle friends before she was in my circle, what can I say? I wasn't even friends with her then. Like
I mean,
you
like I
know,
said, it's okay to feel some type of way.
social media
I do
does
think
that.
it's
It's
normal
social
to
media.
feel some type of way
Right.
though. But it's like, how long are you? Like, don't overdo it.
Can you get over
it? Like,
can you
gotta
get
get over it.
Can you accept the fact?
Right.
Because I think it's love everywhere. Just because y'all went and did something 5 years ago and I ain't know about it. If I'm genuinely happy with this person, I can't let y'all experience 5 years ago take me away from this happiness I'm feeling.
I don't care if this is like me. I don't care if my friends date my exes, like, because I feel like you're my own. I just don't. It doesn't bother me.
Exes. Okay.
My exes, like if you date my ex, my thing is because me and him didn't work out. He might be the perfect dude for you, and that's the only time it would get awkward for me is if it's somebody I got a kid with. That might be awkward, but I feel
that's
like
the extreme.
I don't have no feelings.
Already your ex?
No, when I was
like we broke up, and then one of my friends dates him after we're over. I don't look at it like, oh, she probably liked him the whole time. Like I don't look at it like, oh, she liked him the whole time, or I don't look at it like that. He might be the perfect dude for you. That's your business. I'm not gonna stand in the way of it because I don't. No, I didn't say somebody did it. What I'm saying is I don't stake claim on shit that's no longer mine. So if she want to date you, let her cook. But my thing is, if he did X, Y, Z to me, don't mean that he's gonna do that to her because she might be a different woman for him than I was. So I don't look at it like that. I mind my business. If it blow up in your face, that's your business. I'm not gonna be off some. I just feel like.
What if she called you for advice one night? She was like, you know what? It's his birthday, and I'm really trying to get it on tonight. What can I do?
I feel like weirdly enough, I don't feel like that would really happen, because the way my friends,
she won't.
I would be like, figure it out. You on your own, bitch.
Because that's your friend. So
but you gotta learn him all on your own.
If it was another dude that you hadn't dated, she may come to you with the same thing.
That's
like, girl,
true, but
I'm trying to blow us up. So if it was if it happened to be the dude you was dating,
you have to learn him on your own, because my perspective of him and what I think is this, and this. It might not be the same with you. He might not be the same person.
First of all,
that's your business. But I just don't care because old work is old work.
Date my ex, you cut too.
It's a wrap.
I just feel like y'all gotta stop holding on to niggas. That's not y'all niggas no more. Like that's a wrap.
No, it's a friend thing. If we were friends, okay, now let me put this into context.
Okay.
If we were friends while I dated him, you cut. Now, if we became friends later on and then you date somebody that from a long time ago, then that is, well, first of all, now I don't care. Like, I don't got no exes, so any of the niggas I used to deal with,
I just don't care because they old work. I don't even claim y'all niggas. Like, what?
But no, we can't be friends. We can't be friends during the time where I dated him. That is, I feel like.
I just look at it like this. If you my old work, you're old work. I don't fuck with you no more. We're not together, but I feel like that's women putting their own spin on it, and that may not be the case. But even my thing is, it may not be the case. But other people don't stop being attracted to men just because we with them. But it don't mean she was eyeing him the whole time. But even if she was, if you didn't long as you didn't fuck him while I was fucking him, I don't care.
But I don't care.
It's just not my. I just don't care. Like you old news. Like I don't care about you no more. I don't care who you date. Like bye.
What's a friend though?
Their record just gets erased.
After you break up.
Huh? What you mean? Who record?
But how long? Like his record history gets
your
erased.
ex.
You control alt delete.
No, if we didn't work out for whatever, if I'm still in my feelings, that's my own issue. That's my problem.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if we broke up yesterday and you start dating today, that's kind of weird. Like, really, bitch? Like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Let a bitch heal first.
But I mean, like,
after we broke up, like, damn, son. Like, but it's like, I feel like at the end of the day, he might not be the one for me. But I mean, like, I've seen situations, it ain't my personal situation, but I've seen situations where that person has been like the perfect guy for that girl. And it's like, you gotta just let him cook, because my thing is, why should you deny yourself who was the perfect person for you because of who you know?
I feel you, but then they're just not my friend no more.
I mean, I just don't feel like, you ain't do nothing. As long as you ain't fuck my nigga while I was with him, but I just look at it as like, as long as you ain't fuck my nigga while I was with him, I just don't care.
She was never know about it. She was on it while he
right, but as long as I don't know about it.
First of all, you know how we work. You know how we work. Ain't no just all of a sudden after y'all break up, that's when the attraction comes. That's not how it works.
But attraction is always going. If you deal with somebody who look good, somebody that you know might be attractive, they just don't act on it, and that's what the bottom line is. You don't know what's going on in their head.
But it's a different level of, oh girl, he's cute. Then damn, like.
But my thing is, so what if I dated this dude and me and him are together, we break up, right? You my homegirl. You know what I'm saying? Let's say a year and a half goes by and you run into this nigga off the humble. Let's say we didn't have to be a bad breakup. We just broke up. Let's say that you run into him off the humble, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Y'all in the line.
Relationship or
me and my ex, a relationship.
Okay.
So you run into him off the humble. It's a year and a half after we broke up. Something just off the strength. You run into him. Y'all in fucking Sonic or something. Y'all just get the rapping. Oh, what's up, fool? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. No beef, whatever. So for whatever reason, y'all get the vibing. I don't care. That's your business. Like, it wasn't intentional. You didn't go seek him out. It just happened and y'all just happened to click. He ended up asking for your number, whatever. That's your business. I just don't care about exes. I don't care.
I don't care about exes.
I'm not terrible. But I'm not, I mean, like, I don't have no beef with nobody. I'm just not. I'm not territorial about old work. Like,
okay.
But any last remarks on that? We do got.
It's a couple women out here right now. I'm gonna feel a certain type of way if a nigga that I know go date. I ain't gonna hold it.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect
certain ones.
Right.
Certain ones.
Especially like you in a 5-year relationship. You know what I'm saying? It's not like y'all was talking for 6 months. That's I feel like this. Exactly.
Man,
and I feel like it's definitely levels.
AJ, man, y'all can have me, man. I left that nigga for a reason.
But what's a friend? But what's a friend though?
But I said my thing is
drop a name?
If his friends,
no, not really. No, it was a nickname.
Problem.
I tend to be the elusive one in my situations. Meaning, I'm typically the one who facilitates my breakup. You are old work. You was old work. If you want him, sis, by all means, shoot your shot. I don't care.
Y'all have been listening to Drake and Cardi B all morning. This is the end result.
Anybody?
It was a nickname. Shut up. You gonna be hot about it too. Nobody caught that. Nobody caught that. Shut up.
I feel like this is one of those things that also applies less. But I don't know. Do all of you have children? I know you do. You do. Okay, Sarah, you don't. Does a guy having children? Is that a deal breaker? Does that matter? No. Okay.
Girl, that's right. Get you a baby.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, most people got kids now, so I can't be like, I don't want to talk to anybody who don't have kids. I can't do that.
Right.
As long as you don't got a crazy baby mother, you know, that's cool. Because I heard a story. I had a story.
They mostly be crazy because them niggas still be dropping dick in them, but I'm asleep.
I had a little crazy yesterday. Somebody told me their baby mother stabbed them. I don't want to deal with you if your baby mother stabbed you.
Wow. You know? He's definitely still smashing that joke though. Yeah. She's not stabbing you for fun. Right. You was hitting that though.
Yes.
We don't know.
Yeah.
So do kids matter?
No discrimination.
But it's not too much.
We just can't go past a certain count.
Yeah, for me, because I already have 2. Yeah. I don't want somebody that has like 4 kids. Like,
right.
I feel like 2. We gotta be like 2 and 2 at this point, just because I'm like, we get past 4 combined, them kids gonna start sleeping in dressing drawers. Like, what the fuck? Right. Where are we putting these kids?
Where they gonna go?
Right.
Where they gonna go?
You gotta sleep on the iron.
Okay, but there is a lot of double standards. Sometimes I think a lot of men have grown and matured to the whole kid situation. But have y'all interacted with a situation where y'all dating a guy he was turned off by the fact that y'all have kids?
They always change their mind.
Made it to the point of dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
like
been
you
dudes
said it. You said it, and it was
I've had dudes who have been vocal about not wanting to date girls with kids, and then meet me and they hold me to change. So it's just like, boy, you with the shit. Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, kids are
like, I'm not looking for you to raise them. I'm good.
I think
the problem though, like especially for single mothers, is like, oh, she's trying to do a replacement. She's trying to replace her father.
Boy, my son older than me. I don't need you.
So let me ask you, ladies, this: you ladies are single and everything like that. When you go on a date with a guy and you're starting to know him, you're talking to him, you're texting him and stuff like that. Do you know right away if he's somebody that you would want to spend a long period of time with, i.e., going on more dates with, letting them hit, all of that stuff? Like,
first
do
date.
y'all know right away? Do y'all know right away?
First date.
No.
If I don't want to hump you on the first date,
I
you
haven't
go ahead
been
and
on
walk
no real
away.
first date since my relationship.
Okay.
If I don't want to,
we're gonna have to put you on.
If I don't want to smash you on the first night,
Sarah need the first date, y'all.
They don't be real. I don't like these dates that they more like the just chill type of thing. I don't want to chill. I don't want you in my house.
Right.
No Netflix and chill on the
No
first
Netflix
date.
and chill.
I've had real first dates fairly recently, but if I don't want to smash you the first night, it's not to say that I will, but if I don't have the desire to smash you the first night, it's a dub. Like, it's not there. It's not gonna. People don't grow on me. Have a great day.
What are the qualities in the man? Let the fellas know, like, what can they do, or what energy should they give off?
Let us know
to the women to know, like, okay. For the ones that's not just trying to smash, I'm not talking about the ones that's their whole end game. Period. I'm just saying, like, guys still want to know, like, okay, I really like her. I might want to be with her, but they like, yeah, when is the day? So, like, what about a guy shows you like that? Yeah, like, I would actually be intimate or spend more time with this guy. Like, what are some of the characteristics that you find?
It's the vibe.
If he's a father,
that genuine.
If he's a father, I like to see some level of interaction. I can tell in his conversation where he stands and the importance of raising his kids and things like that. So
yeah.
And that may come because I'm a mother.
Right. Cancel our date because you got the kids, boo. Yes. Cancel our date because you got them kids, baby. At least I know you being responsible.
Right. Okay. So what are some other things, some other characteristics?
It's that vibe. Like, I feel like when it's just, it's 3-4 hours have passed and y'all just don't even feel like time has went by. Y'all just like, it's like you're not even paying attention to your surroundings. Y'all kicking it. We on the same accord. It's give and take. Like, I'm not carrying the conversation. You not carrying it. It's like all of that. That should just be a turn. You should be sitting there like...
So look.
Damn, Zaddy.
So I heard women know within 5 minutes of meeting a dude whether they gonna let him smash or not. Is that true?
That happens a lot of times. That does happen a lot of times.
You wouldn't say 5?
It can be 5.
Not like I'm going to let him, but I would.
Well, sometimes it can happen like that, but it depends on the setting because you just can't be like in a class or whatever.
Right, you in the library like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no.
You gotta do it like that.
It has to be some type of it, but it can be like that.
But with me, I think because I'm getting older and I want more than just a one-night thing, that I'm looking for other things in that interaction. So for me, it's more so an interaction than it is like 5 minutes. So I mean, there's no time limit.
So just that first interaction.
I do think that we're not looking for just that. Of course, we deserve and we are looking for way more than that. And just in our nature as women, we look long term, not just for. We're not like men in the sense of oh yeah.
I think it may be changing.
So, yeah, but I'm having all the side effects from now on.
I do think that what goes into it, just some tips for guys, the way that you carry yourself, your confidence. Mm-hmm. You don't have to have the Gucci this and all of that, like just keep it cool. Or the best car or whatever. Mm-hmm. If you're working towards something, you're confident. Mm-hmm. You got some type of business about yourself. Mm-hmm. Even if it's a side business or some type of drive or like the motivation to do the best that you can do at your job, even if you a janitor,
you're pulling your own weight.
In what you do, and also being a good father if you have children or whatever.
Right.
But that confidence, you don't even gotta look like, you don't even have to look the best.
It doesn't matter.
Confidence make ugly niggas look good.
If you can't treat your child good, then I know you can't.
For sure, yeah.
Right.
Well, that's true when they're dating like parents.
Yeah.
But like, I think the other struggle with parents dating people who do not have kids is like trying to see that quality in them.
Right.
Because of course that person's going to be selfish with themselves because they don't have anybody else to deal with.
Right.
So seeing them putting you first a little bit more or seeing that interaction with you and your children, when that time comes, those are the things that stand out to me more nowadays than he got a beard and he's like 6'3".
Exactly.
I mean, those are nice though. Those are nice.
Great things to have, but those are the only things that that's pushing me to
have it in your toolbox.
Spend more time with you.
Right. And then for me too, one of the things that when I was single, I would always look at is like, are you quiet when you need to be and pronounced and articulate when you need to be. I don't like that. I like the dudes that's like off to the side, chilling. They're not doing too much, not saying too much. Right. Not the life of the party, because guess what? The life of the party niggas be up in all them bitches' faces all the time. You get what I'm saying?
Like to be in everybody's scene.
Yeah. Right. So just like to yourself, you're like, oh, who was that over there? So I think that goes a long way as well.
Right.
Yeah. Chill, lay back.
I love the mysterious man. Like, who was there in the corner?
Just not too mysterious. I need to be able to do some research on your ass.
Right.
Well, see, my last was quiet. I don't want a real quiet one. It was kind of hard to
pick his brain.
Yeah.
But it's the difference between
to be confident too.
I don't know.
It's the difference between quiet and not knowing how to communicate.
He wasn't real sneaky, but he was just a little too quiet.
Yeah.
I'm outgoing.
Calculated.
True. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Same with you everywhere.
I mean, I do understand that too, and it does become frustrating in a certain situation because my dude is real. He's an extra, quiet. He be like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" and then go off somewhere and sit down. But at least I know when he go out with his friends,
how he would act. I like that part. I like that part. You know how he act.
Be mean to everybody but me.
I don't need to be talking to him.
I don't like
an overly friendly ass dude. I don't want an overly friendly ass dude. I want to chat.
What do we mean? Because this gets posted a lot.
Who feel like he gotta talk to everybody. And it be a lot of memes
like, I don't want no friendly ass nigga. What is that actually mean?
I said overly. I don't need a nigga who feel like he gotta too friendly. I'm explaining it to you.
What does overly mean?
Like you out here.
If I'm a single man How am I too overly friendly?
You gonna get this accommodating to like every single female.
Yeah, you gotta chat it up with everybody in the function. Like for what? You gotta be on every circle, every picture. You just you doing too much. Like
you ain't gotta touch everybody's hand.
Just give a collective. Hey, what's up?
You ain't gotta do all that. You know.
Ain't gotta be like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Just collective. Hey,
but what if that's his?
No, fuck that.
No. What if that's his personality? And what if people like him on that level to where when he walks in the spot, he may know a lot of people.
But some women like that.
Then you're not the guy for me.
Right. Some women do like that. Some women like the life of the party.
Yeah, they want the clout.
I don't want that.
Okay. Some women like life of the party. Some like the ones throwing the party.
I guess. So one party.
I guess you can put yourself in there.
Okay, I just, make it. I had to make it make sense.
But my thing is, you was throwing the parties and you wasn't the life of the party. You was still in the cut in the party. So exactly, shut up.
But I think if you're doing the party, you have to be charismatic and go around and chummy and be like, hey,
but it's a different level.
That's why I don't date niggas at those parties.
I'm not saying be flirty, but I'm just saying, like, if you're hosting, you do have to kind of go around and say,
yes, that's different.
That's different. Don't make anybody else feel more special than me if we got something.
Right.
That's key.
And if I'm here with you,
people should not know you.
I got a question.
We should be walking around greeting our guests at our party.
I got a question for y'all. One more question for y'all, because y'all all fit into this. And this is the thing, because like you said, black women are leading the numbers in terms of being business owners and entrepreneurs and the whole nine. College graduates, every chart you can imagine.
Right.
So what is it that you look for? Now, all of you all are entrepreneurs in some way. Mm-hmm. Be it, podcast, music, you all are a brand, not somebody that just goes to work and comes home. How hard is it to find men that can accept the attention that you all generate and not become jealous or insecure? And is it better for you all? Do you find it better to date guys that are in the same lane? Or do you find that somebody kind of who's maybe reserved or kind of out of the way a little bit fits better?
I think I don't have a preference because it's easy for me to date anybody with any level of attention that I'm getting because I'm a very transparent person.
Right.
And I'm kind of a mean bitch a little bit. I'm don't get me wrong, because I'm literally like probably the nicest person on the planet. But at the same time, it's like, when to cut that shit off, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's like, no, I'm not about to be kikiing in all these dudes' faces. I'm not really a person who strives for attention. Right. I kind of shy away from it.
Right.
So
but you get it.
Being transparent is really what puts dudes at ease, for real. Like when they see that I'm not soliciting this attention. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But I'm like, man, fuck out of here. Or I just don't respond. Or I curve it. I swerve it. When you see that, you really don't have nothing to worry about. So I've never really had an issue with whether it's a guy who's on that same move or who's kind of more low key.
Right.
Like either way, you're going to see that I'm not, soliciting it. And that's really all you should care about. Because if you look halfway decent, you're going to get attention. As long as you're not begging for it or thirsting for it.
Right.
I would say for me, I would rather not date someone in my field or another. I wouldn't mind dating in my past life.
Be careful.
But
be careful, Sabrina.
I like what I have. Don't get me wrong. But if he was like outgoing, I wouldn't be mad. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's really what I meant. But I'm a barber. I would not date a barber. No. Right. But as far as like podcasting and stuff, I really don't care about that. But the guys be jealous. No, it's just like you just be supportive. You don't gotta be, if you don't like to be in front of the camera or whatever, which my dude don't.
Right.
Just don't be mad when I am.
Right.
I ain't thirst trapping on Instagram.
Right.
I don't have little butt first pictures. My ass ain't tooted up on the bathroom counter.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about that. But if I was a dancer, like we had a guest with his girl was. She teaches dance classes and stuff like that, like to be sexy and stuff for your man or whatever. So she does have to put herself out there like that. But it takes a special man that would be like, well, that's what she does.
But he also said that she's nothing like that at home as far as with all that overtly sexual type of stuff. So
they gotta have that connection.
When you had that connection, it don't matter no more. Because every dude is gonna grow up and say, man, my girl ain't gonna. But if she's doing it for something, if she has an image and she's really building something, and you vibe with her on that level, you're not gonna care.
But it's not gonna ability to make you feel comfortable.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
You're not gonna
Vice
care.
versa. Like, you have to have that constant communication. Hey, are we
Right.
still here?
Right.
Are you gonna be doing a lot more of this?
Look, a
Just
dude
be
told
a
me,
little honest with him so he can know.
and this was one of my mentors, because in my relationships young, I used to be real, like, you know, don't look at my girl, like, you know what I'm saying? And he said he came out with his wife one day, and his wife was, you know, she holding. I'm not saying she holding. He said she holding.
Okay.
I'm not saying
What does
that.
that mean?
Huh?
Fat
She holding. She bought something with her. Okay. So he said he came out the store. And this dude, he noticed this dude looking all at his wife ass, right? So he said he looked at the dude, then he smacked his wife ass. She fat ass, right? But I never understood that as a young. I'm ready to fight. Stop! What the fuck you looking at my girl ass for?
Right.
That was,
you know why he looking.
That was me.
Right.
That was me.
But you with
it's
her.
you with her, and
You
that
with her.
I think that's something that more dudes need to realize. You want your girl. Why do you want her if she not getting no attention?
Just address the guy if he's being disrespectful.
Exactly. If it goes past the line.
Right. If it goes past the line.
So I dated a short man that had an issue with
I'm sorry to hear that.
I know, it's terrible.
I'm sorry. Shout out to all the short guys. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
So sorry.
Just not shorter than me.
But I felt
short.
like because he was shorter, like he had all these insecurities, and he was trying to put that off.
Just don't be shorter than me because I'm short.
Well, he was 5'4".
Oh, honey.
That's taller than me.
Trying
That's a chicken
change
nugget.
my life.
Little McNugget.
No, but I was trying something.
Did he come with dipping sauce?
I bet you he could dribble like a motherfucker though. He probably couldn't.
Get across the court.
Yeah, he couldn't reach no cabinet.
Did he come with
That
dipping
nigga.
sauce?
Let her finish, y'all. Let her finish.
So anyway, it would be that like we're walking down the street, and because I'm thicker, and he's a skinnier guy, that things, it doesn't matter what stuff. It doesn't matter what you put on, you're still gonna look. For sure, you can't.
Right, girl, you
So
put
I had to like adjust some of that back to make him feel more comfortable, and I was like, why do I have to do that? If you know. It would be like you met me off of social media.
Right.
So you seen my social media. Not that I'm out there putting my butt up on the
Right.
but you can see my shape.
You're not hiding all that.
Right, you can see my shape online. So if you knew that, you should have came at me before with, okay, so I know she got a body, is holding.
But what if he's mad at you for putting him in a position? Because maybe a 6'4" nigga might find you attractive. And now he 5'4", and you out here with your ass all out. And the 6'4" nigga may say,
He gotta take that up with his friends.
okay, you out here showing your
booty
figure.
shorts with your body, with the, what is the hand?
Girl, if you don't get him some double soled Timbs and keep him, you better, that's between him and his parents. Don't hold it against me because you're not tall enough to ride this ride.
But it was that trying to make him feel comfortable.
Right.
Wearing flats.
He was like, I was like, so if you see somebody walking down the street and they look at me, what you gonna do? He was like, I'm gonna fight them. I was like,
You're gonna get your little ass beat.
He's gonna get his ass whooped.
Why?
That's why I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm just
Hey.
but
that's real.
You gonna call the other 5 nuggets that come with the 6-piece.
But it's making him feel comfortable and trying to like limit some of that. But then I was like, I'm really kind of taking away from myself to make you feel a lot more comfortable.
Right.
And it was becoming like we couldn't really go out or do anything. I couldn't really be myself. I couldn't dress up the way I wanted to dress up, and
He couldn't get on none of the rides at Six Flags. Like, I'm not
He was little.
But
you had to put him on your hip.
But your confidence was directly tied to his, in that the more confident you felt, the less confident he felt.
Right.
Which is
that's nice.
That's a bad relationship. That's unequally yoked. That's a bad relationship.
Yeah. So it was just too much.
You mentioned issues.
And I was thinking to myself, like, the only people I want to be in relationships are married men, people that are already in relationships, and short men.
Right.
That's the only 3 topics.
Because the tall niggas ain't shit, man.
If I was 5'4", I would be the strongest 5'4" nigga. Like I'd be Kevin Hart.
Why would you?
Because I'm already short.
You're gonna be.
No, I was just trying to find a shorter girl, like
right,
like a 4'11". But they all wanted the 6'4" nigga.
They do.
The 4'11" wanted the 6'4".
But that's
nah. The 6'4s want us. Let me put that out there, sir.
Right, they do.
What's
they love
us?
the 6'4s.
They love a short chick. Yes. Let me tell you, all the tall bitches be like, y'all need to leave the niggas that's 5'11" and up for us. So, sweetie, if you want them, come get them because they coming over here with all this bite-sized fire and desire.
So it's really fucked up for short men out here.
It really is.
It is.
Honey.
But I think some
But
tall
they
girls
want relationships. They
like
want
McNuggets
ones that
sometimes.
want to be committed.
But I
They
think
are. Because what else do they have? No, that's just fucked up. See, you gotta edit this. This is I understand. If I was 5'5", I would be the most committed nigga. Because if you took the time to invest in me,
I got
I know you got options.
This might not happen again.
I know it's small forwards walking around out here that's interested in you.
No,
But
you know what
you
he
keep
gotta
coming
do?
home.
Get his money up.
Yep.
Get his entrepreneurship.
Okay.
Stand on his wallet.
And he will stand on that motherfucker. He will get with love.
Yeah, because I know short dudes with the bag who get bitches like it's nothing. Like, I'm not even gonna hold you.
They don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So,
And they're attractive guys. They just widow. But you know,
but yeah, get your. If you short, that just means you got overcompensate with the money. The
The
muscles just.
don't get too right. You get too swole, you just gonna look stupid. Like you gonna look like a strong ass chicken tender. Like nah, just get your ass. Nah, go exercise your wallet.
God damn.
But I'm saying, I
hate
think
mail.
that's a major problem now too, because social media make 6 foot plus men look like gods.
Right. Nobody's confident.
Don't let him have a beard or pretty eyes or silky hair. Not like
Let me tell you.
you get them brownie points every time you 6 plus and up.
So what I understood about dating, because I just have, and I feel like I'm a very down to earth person, but I understand that there's certain things that are God given, that are deemed. Because I remember, I remember when I had a beard, and I remember when I had locks. 2002. Just tell my age again, and girls were still like, "Ugh, that's
them
nasty."
go DJs.
Before Lil Wayne had dreads, I had locks. And they was like, ugh, that's not. So when I first had my beard back in the day, they was like, ugh, you look old. So as the tide turned into this, now beards are hot.
Became a trend.
I got to see it from the place of, you don't really give a fuck about my beard. I just fit a core set of characteristics. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That you're going to say, hey, okay, he's attractive. But you don't know me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't.
He got a beard. That's all
I just got a beard. So that's
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
The beards are in.
See, you getting revenge on all the chicks who said you was dusty back when you was like, I was just messing with you.
I had this level of confidence.
But it's a trend.
Because I always had a different color eyes, right?
Well, I knew you.
But I always had a big ass head. My body ain't fit my head, but I had this confidence when I was that kid back then. Like, I don't give a fuck. We was broke. I was wearing off-brand shit. Yeah. I learned how to Joan. I will fry the shit out you. Yeah. And I don't care. And I feel like I'm going to stand on who I am. So even before any of this, a lot of dudes just don't have that confidence to say, I am who I am, and I don't give a fuck with you. If you don't like me, it's your loss.
And that's how really you should carry it.
Real quick, though, is it just me, or was it all most of the kids who really grew up kind of poor are the ones who Joan the best, though? Is it just me?
You have to.
Yes.
They wanted that shit, man.
You have to.
I have to fry you.
Yes.
That's all I got. My life depends on this.
I got 2 more questions, and we're gonna be really quick with this one. We asked the guys last week, can a woman change you? And I wanted to, because a lot of women, a man could be 100% honest, like, hey, I don't want a relationship right now. Hey, I'm not looking for something right now, or I don't want to deal with this, or whatever. And we'll be like, oh, okay. And a lot of times we feel like we can change a man. Is that something that y'all identify with? Have y'all been through that before?
My recent situation.
With trying to change a man?
Mm-hmm. Hanging in there, trying to be more for him. Yeah. Or somehow selling myself to him that, I'm the perfect woman for you. Like, of course. Like, I got ambition. I got, I'm the thick woman that you say you want. I'm the brown girl that you say you want. I got good hair. My edges is intact. I got my degree. I got, I take care of my kids. So I was trying to take my resume. Yeah. Like, look, like, I'm fit for this job. Give me this job. And believe a man when he tell you he don't want a relationship. Because, like what social media said, that with you is masculine. So you have to take people for face value and believe them. Believe them. And if it's not something you want, keep it moving. There is a ton of other men out there for you.
Don't take it as a challenge.
Don't take that as don't take that as a challenge. And that's something I had to learn the hard way. So yeah.
Star.
Oh, well, I think we all have been through that. Yeah. I have. Not necessarily. I probably would put it in terms of seeing more for the person than they saw for themselves. Yeah. Because I am ambitious, I'm driven, I always see the next level. So when I get with someone that exhibits some of those qualities, and they might not have that extra to get them along. I'm thinking like, okay, if we form a partnership, then we can potentially be the driving force for each other.
Right.
But I think that sometimes you get lost in emotion, and especially as a woman, and you end up being the only one driving, and it's kind of like, what, are you coming? So, I mean, and I think that it's one of those things where you can have those conversations in the beginning of the relationship, and it sounds like it's on point. You hear a few key buzzwords, and you're like, that sounds about right. But when you partner up with a person, you can sometimes outgrow them because, okay, I was here when I met you. Now I'm taking it to this level, and that person is not keeping up. So I think, I definitely agree with that.
And you, Sarah?
Yes, I think definitely the outgrowing the person. I think that's kind of what I just went, experienced. It's like the growth. And some men don't like to see you grow more than them. And
no shade.
Right.
It's true. Yeah, so trying to save a relationship wise or save what was going on, I definitely did that. But I was here and he was still there. So it was it wasn't I was trying to put pieces back together that couldn't be pieces.
Can a man change you?
No. I mean, it matters. I mean, I know I got flaws that probably didn't need to get changed, but yes.
Not from that situation, but just in general.
Yeah.
The right one.
The right.
The right one.
I feel like you can change men, like I said last time. You can change them, but it's not a situation where it's like, look, I'm gonna go and edit him and take this out and put this in, and that's what it is. You're just the catalyst. Yeah. If you are what he needs in his life at the right time, and you have a certain set of standards that you establish for yourself as far as what you will and will not deal with, if he's, he wants what he wants with you, he's going to change those things about him that don't meet up to that. But he's going to change himself, but you're just the catalyst for it. So it goes to both ways. Like, if I have things about myself that, he might not, flaws, everybody's flawed or whatever, but if it's the right guy and I feel like he's bringing everything to the table that I want, but it's certain things that he can't get with certain flaws about myself, then things that I really need to work on, then I will change them for him because, for myself, but for him as well. He's the catalyst that sparks it. Exactly. But I don't feel like it's ever just a situation where you say, hey, look, change that, and they just do it. Like, they're going to do it when they want to do it, but you bring it out of them by what you bring to the table.
And you want a person like that. I don't want a person that's, I don't like...
Right, I don't...
Cut it off.
But
like,
but I feel like y'all both need to be changing because I was trying to change things for myself and he didn't think he seen anything wrong with him. So I felt like if you trying to change me, I'm going to change you too because we both might got flaws.
Evolve.
Let it be,
But that's what it boils down to, that right or wrong person.
And sometimes it's temporary. Like, some people change just to shut you up.
Right.
I'm okay, I'm going to stop doing this.
Or you doing what I need you to do at the moment.
Right. So she can be quiet. 2 weeks later, he's back doing the same thing.
Right.
So it's definitely with the person. And you mean that growth with that person.
So with men, does weight matter?
Yes.
Yes. And
definitely. Yes.
I meet you, babe.
The fuck everybody look at me like,
Yes.
What I look little skinny?
Get one little LA Fitness.
I definitely say yes. I'm not even gonna say that, but I feel like one of my previous relationships, I'm just gonna say one of them, they actually told me that I think that you should start working out more because I don't want you to get pregnant and lose yourself like some of your friends might have lost themselves. I felt like that was a whole level of disrespect. I mean, it could have been like, okay, you love me, we're gonna do this together. Right. But I felt like when I didn't do it, it was an issue. But when I did it, you didn't pat me on the back, congratulate me, like, oh, you did this. So then if I lose it and you not rooting for me, then I felt like, so did it really matter when you met me when I was like that, or was it cool when you met me like that because you met me a certain way? So if I lose it after you made a comment, I want you to still be with me the same. So like the same way you was with me when you met me, because I had to wait on me when I was with you. Right. I just want you to be the same way. Yeah. With that being said, I lost it, and he still wasn't rooting for me like he was with me the first time. I want you to show some type of interest, like, oh, okay. Yeah. But no, so I guess weight does matter.
We're saying from both ends.
For both. Because that's one of the things that they say about black women, that, we're overweight and all that stuff. So
black women are trying to be like us.
My thing is, boy, you seen these yams when we met. You either with the yams or you not with the yams.
Now, I will say,
now, if you make me happy and I gain happy weight, it's your fault. Stop fucking feeding.
No, I will say this though. I will say this. Weight is important. I do think the weight is important on men and women. Even though women, we get a little, scrutinized just a little bit more. But because men can, as long as they got money, they can be fat as hell. But I do think the weight is important. I think that the statistic is true that most women who are overweight is because of their hair. And I think that things have advanced so much. You have Sarah with the units and the weaves and the people who doing braids. I feel like the hair should not be the reason why you're overweight. But I do think that weight matters because guess what? Extra weight makes you look older. It does make you a little.
Wait, are you
less
saying like our hair add pounds? Wait,
no, because statistically black women, the ones who don't work out is because they don't want to mess up their hair.
Oh, okay, you threw me off.
Your hair is fresh.
I got 8 pounds of a goddess lock.
Everybody, your hair is fresh. You like, I'm not working out today.
Yeah, but we should definitely stay on top of that. And it doesn't have to be. Everybody doesn't have to be in a cookie cutter, like looking like a certain way. But it's the healthy version of you.
Right.
And I do think that does matter because let's be real. A lot of times black women, we get into relationships. I mean, women in general, but I just know black women, that's what I'm concerned about. We get into relationships, we have babies, and it's natural for us to gain weight over time. Yes. But we do let it get overboard. I have family members, I have people that I've seen that let it just get overboard. And you can't gain 100 pounds, 80 pounds, 50 pounds on that man and expect him to look at you the same.
I just want you to know that I feel real triggered.
Before that pregnancy, you already doing it. You already starting yourself.
But what if you met me husky, nigga? You better roll
different. That's what I'm saying.
But that's different. I'm talking about when you gain the weight on the man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's different.
Is he cooking? Because, nigga, you better make us more lean cuisine. I
feel like the man should work out. Like, don't just say you need to lose the weight.
It should be
let's go to the gym.
Do it together. Make me feel motivated. You motivating me. We're going to motivate each other.
Let's be clear. The dudes, y'all can't just overnight get like a little beer belly and expect us to look at you the same too. You know what I'm saying? Because you come in with abs, you gonna have to kind of at least be in the same line.
Right.
Okay, I agree.
I do think weight matters because it's about sexual attraction and appeal and all that stuff too.
Yeah, and when
but you should be letting your partner know if you're attracted.
Right.
You're not attracted.
And it's about sexual performance.
Right.
Because I feel like.
They be doing it.
He get the wings up in that junk, girl. Nah, bro.
She went there.
You be surprised.
She went there.
You be surprised. Yeah, you be surprised.
Okay.
I heard some stories.
I'm just saying. I feel like people should always continue to strive to be their best selves. And if you let yourself go, and that doesn't mean you gain a couple pounds. I'm talking about you blow up to the point where I'm looking at you like,
is that right?
But I feel like when you're working out both parties,
yes,
you guys are maintaining a level of physical strength.
Yes. Endurance.
She can drop it.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
You can pick her up.
Hello.
And walk her around the room.
And that's what they want.
Some of these niggas are just weak anyway, so you ain't gotta be that big and I can't pick you up.
That's
true.
But
I feel like it matters because you should feel like you want to jump all over your man when you see him, and vice versa. So
you gotta be able to jump.
If you just have,
he gotta be able to catch you.
That's true.
That's true. Baby, yes, you're gonna gain some weight, but don't get comfortable in that way.
Right.
You have to work out, and I think it's not up to him to point out, damn, you got big. I think that it's like, okay, let's work out together.
Right. It's a different level on how they say it, how they bring it.
You have to be careful.
Also, make sure that you're not a contributor to her gaining that weight by emotional turmoil, because I've been there before. And in my last relationship, I definitely put on some weight. I'm still fighting to get some of his weight off, girl, because he showed it and got big. But either way, like, I definitely put on some weight because of things that he was putting me through. You know what I'm saying? Or like, and it wasn't even like this drag out, oh my God, he's just a shitty person. But we were going through things, and it was like it was stress weight. Right. And so like literally when he started to mention it to me, and I'm like, do you not know what you be like, nigga?
And
like,
especially when you just have a baby, don't say that she getting big, but you're not going out of your way to watch the baby more for her to have time to work out.
Right. And you didn't push your whole kid out.
And also consider hormones. A lot of women are on birth control, which makes them gain weight. A lot of them on like different medications that have steroids that make them gain weight.
Right.
Like factor all of that in.
Like it's a lot of things. A lot of things contribute to that. Yeah. Right. But I mean, I haven't really been attracted. I used to be attracted to dudes that would like cut, like cut. Yeah. Now I'm just like, all right, I'll take a little belly. Yeah. You know, once his arms is good, you know, I'll take a little belly. But I mean, it doesn't.
He gonna take a little belly. Fuck that.
You know, I'm bringing what I. You know, I want what I can give. Right. I don't have abs. I'm not gonna ask you to have abs. Right. But it is that. It's nice. It's nice.
Show me down.
You're supposed to help each other to those goals, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
we could waist train together.
Sensitive of how it's presented to us.
Right.
Like, of course, don't sit there and call your woman fat.
Be honest, but don't be brutal. Like, babe, hey, look.
Hey, baby, you know, I seen you been.
Because we are sensitive.
I know you've been going through things.
Right. We got to chill on the checkers, babe. Let's chill on the checkers for a little bit.
Like, you are also contributing that. You're in a relationship together.
Right.
So I'm not gaining this weight by myself.
Right.
There's things that contributing factors that are causing me to gain weight. So even if you take care of the kids, or you know you're working 2 jobs, or you know it's different things. So you just got to be sensitive to
you won't be getting soul food dinners every other night.
And I think you have to be equally yoked in understanding health, because I may go work out because it's a priority to me, whereas you may feel like you ain't come home, like you was just chilling at the gym, and like no, I'm working out because it's a priority. You know, something for you. Certain things like I need to stay in shape, so you have to have a fair level of understanding.
And they got sexy couple workouts. Like if you want to do
they do.
See, I don't even want to get into all of that. I feel like no, we need to actually work out, because this is gonna get less nigga. We gonna get fit plan and we gonna work out for real, because we can't be doing all that because I'm gonna get distracted. So let's actually work out, because I really be trying to be cute for Cancun. Like, bro, stop playing.
Yes. Well, that concludes all of our questions for the day. I'm so glad that you ladies came out. You came far. You worked out your schedule. I really appreciate that. And make sure, all the viewers out there, make sure you follow them on Instagram and everything else. And thank you so much for watching.
Wait, can I tell a story? I forgot about the story. Real quick.
God.
So me and Yada went to the club last night, right? And we are clearly the oldest fucking people in there, right?
Absolutely.
I don't have no shame in my game. We're the oldest people in there. So we're all the way on the top floor. My little cousin was in town, and we wanted to take them out, you know, to show them a good time. I like to play, you know, big cousin, you know, the whole 9.
It's an 18 and older spot.
18 and older, Ultra Bar. In DC, we was Ultra Bar. And we was all on the top floor. And it was popping for them. It wasn't our
right.
It wasn't
popping for us
thing,
at all.
but you know, being a spectator, it was popping to them. So the DJ kind of breaks in music, right? And he stops, and it's this light coming up from the stairwell. Right? So lights coming up from the stairwell. Something's happening. Like something's happening right now. So the DJ's in between songs, and this dude steps out of the stairwell, and he has a halter top on.
Yeah. Oh, that's super crop top.
Super.
Winnie the Pooh and people.
Like,
right
is he like masculine with it, like Ezekiel Elliott? Or
No.
It's his stomach down.
It's his stomach down.
Nah, he had a Winnie the Pooh drink. It was Winnie the Pooh and people.
Oh, okay.
It was with his outfit. It was with his.
Oh, this was him.
It was his. This is what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
he had a half up, half down hairstyle.
Yeah, he had like locks or something. So he's
gay brother.
Yeah, gay brother, right?
Okay.
And here's the thing. So I went to Student High School. Student High School invented this gay shit.
God.
I'm sorry. I had the experience of going to school with gay men and women, and it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
They were gay and they went to school. They was our classmates. That was it. They made a choice. So, you know, so gay dude and I happen to think gay dudes are the funniest people in the world. Yeah. Just me. I think they're hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So he steps out. And like it's this moment. So if you know, like in the movies, when somebody steps on the dance floor and everybody's like, "Oh, who the fuck is that?"
Like
so
the whole club was like
the whole club stopped. So the music plays, right, and this motherfucker sachets through
RuPaul Drag raced his ass
floor,
right through there.
fucked everybody up. Everybody sitting around looking, and we all looking. I'm to security.
That bitch parted like the Red Sea.
Big 6'5" security guard. You know, everybody just looking around like, what just happened? Well, he fucked it up.
Like
that's what happened.
Just he sashayed Shantae right through that, and it's like the crowd just parted for him. It's like he had a halo or a fucking glow coming up the stairs.
It was an aura.
It was like,
I thought you meant like he legit had like a flashlight on him.
No,
I don't know what this was.
You could see the light though. Listen,
yeah, he had a glow.
Wow. Fucked it up, and everybody in the club like stopped and kind of looked around. We never saw this dude again for the rest of the night. But
I don't even know where he went. Like where
whoever you are, if you find this show, you fucked it up, dog. Like I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't know where he went. It's like he came through and he was just gone. Like,
is this Prince, nigga? Is this Prince reincarnated in here?
Seriously, he vanished. It's like he went. It was nowhere to go at the back end. It's like he went through and he was just gone.
You want to talk about real nigga shit? That was some real nigga shit. He came up there in a halter top. Y'all want to talk about confidence?
It was cut.
Oh man, that's confidence. It was a cut off
t-shirt.
Cut off t-shirt, bare belly, and he stole the fucking show. Hilarious. Wow. We had a hilarious time last night. But he fucked it up.
I wish I would have caught that on camera.
We were so in awe. Nobody thought to pull their phone out. Like literally, the entire floor was just like
all looking at each other. What happened? What happened?
What the fuck just happened to us?
Let me go up in that club if I get out real quick and just shit on all these niggas.
Yes.
I just want to know where you went, bro. Where did you go?
Shitted on everybody and
I don't know where you went.
That's what he did. He shitted on
everybody.
And vanished. The man just went to heaven after that. He was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and like he was just gone. Like
ascended into heaven right after.
But he definitely slayed it.
Boy.
Okay.
Yes,
that's why I don't go to the club, man. I don't be ready for all that. Like
we weren't either.
That's a show.
Yeah. But thank you. So first of all, thank you for that story.
Hilarious. These are the things we go through.
Yes. And thank you so much for watching the best show in the DMV.
Yes.
All right. Make sure you tune in and subscribe for the next one. And make sure you check out the last one if this is your first time. What's up? All right.